where the actual warning is. This top one that has these lines, that's what I just drew out, and that is a track of where most likely the strongest part of the storm is just outside of Wilmington. Now it started near Ellesmere, worked through Wilmington, and now continuing to push its way essentially right up Interstate 95.
Bill, forgive me for interrupting, but now the National Weather Service is confirming a funnel cloud has been spotted in Wilmington.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. And that was that. Yep, I see
the storm that we were just tracking.
Yep, Route 9, so Route 13.
Obviously, a good call on the tornado warning, and now we have to, take it even more seriously because it's now produced a funnel cloud.
Thank you for that. And that's exactly where we're starting this track. And when we were just doing this about 5 minutes ago, we were showing you right over Wilmington, and now that is here. So we got Claymont, 7 o'clock. It's 6:55 right now. Upper Chichester, that's right around 7:06. You can see the cities on here. Green Ridge, Chester. Chester at 7:13, Ridley at 7:19, and that is an indication as to when this storm may be over your home, your business if you're watching from a business, or your loved ones out and about traveling. Interstate 95, of course, is busy on a good day, but this time of night, both north and southbound lanes, 495, same thing. You got to get those people off the road. Please help us. Call them. Say, hey, pull on over. You can just stop in a fast food restaurant for an hour, half hour, and get some food. You want to be in somewhere that has a solid foundation.
And just to give you an idea of how intense this is 495 at 13 that you're looking at there.
Oh, look at how dark it is.
Look how dark it is. As you mentioned, sunset not right around the corner. I mean,
another hour and a half, essentially.
Yeah, so this is... it is really coming down out there. The winds are whipping around. You could see, if you look on the right side of the screen there, you can really see, and it's a little stop and go because obviously because of the weather. But the winds are gusting there, and we're likely, even outside of any tornado, going to see winds gusting between 40, maybe even up to 60 miles per hour.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll go ahead and take a look at the velocity data, which again shows you the spin, the rotation in the storm, the direction and the speed is essentially what we're looking at here right now. And right in here, before I do that, this area, again, not crystal clear, but you see how you have these bright greens, and then there's a little bit of change of color here. That was a bit more pronounced over Wilmington, and that's why somebody had reported that there was a funnel cloud. Now, a funnel cloud is a rotating column of air that comes down from the cloud, does not reach the ground. If it touches the ground, that's a tornado. That's the difference between a funnel cloud and a tornado. And this right here, this area where that is likely, is improved. It doesn't look as obvious as it did before, and the less obvious it looks, the less likely there is a tornado on the ground. The more clear that is, the more confidence goes up that there's a tornado on the ground. But that's when we're talking about tornadoes. I don't want to get just focused on a rotating column of wind, which is a tornado touching the ground. We need to talk about the overall severe threat, because this whole line is going to be bringing very strong winds, a ton of lightning, and just blinding rain in the area. And it really is a strong line. I mean, look at all this. I'm going to track it out. I'll give you a fresh track here in just a moment. Really picking up down south of our area. Brand new flash flood warning, Bucks County, Lehigh, Northampton County until 11 o'clock tonight. And that's, we're on the air covering this because of the tornado warning. But it's not just the tornado warning. We have flash flood warnings. We have severe thunderstorm warnings. We have numerous cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. I mean, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. So it's an exceptionally active evening around our region. The focus on the tornado warning is this one right here that we've been covering. So we mentioned Chester, we mentioned Delco, we're mentioned back over here, Wilmington. You folks are on the tail end of that in Wilmington as it's moving out. But again, you got all these areas around this region. If you're driving 495, 95, 295, I mean, these are all going to be areas 130 that you want to make sure your loved ones are off the road. Get them off the road and let this storm pass on by. I want to show you real quick, if you might be thinking, okay, well, how long of a time frame is that? Let me do one thing real quick, and then we'll go check in with Andrew in just a moment. I want to do a reverse track for you, essentially, and I'm going to say, if it's 6:58, you got 7:38. I'm going backwards. So you have about a 45-minute window. So that's about the amount of time. Pull over, 45 minutes to an hour, let this go through. You're still going to have a lot of rain, but you're not going to be dealing with this. And this is the very strong part of that storm, Andrew.
Yeah, I want to go ahead. I've reset some of the views. I kind of want to just kind of show you what we're looking at. And yes, we look at the National Weather Service issuing the tornado warnings, but it's us taking a look at what we're seeing on the radar and then kind of seeing the different layers of where I'm more concerned right now for where there could be some tornadoes. So let's walk over here with me and let me show you what I'm looking at right now. The big picture first, and then I want to show you the wind part of this. So we've got the storm here, places like Pennsville up to Wilmington. Again, I want to let you know we have a confirmed funnel cloud that was spotted in Wilmington. Remember, a funnel cloud is a tornado that just has not touched the ground yet. And because this thing is so rain wrapped and obviously so dark outside, it may have. So we have to wait and see if this actually did touch the ground. If it did, then boom, we have a tornado. But I want to go and zoom in a little bit more on the northern edge of this line. I'm a little concerned about the Westchester area because let's go in. You see this little bit of green that's kind of hooking in here? That is dry air being kind of sucked into a little bit of rotation. So what do? Let's zoom in again just to kind of show you. Okay, and there's Birmingham, Westchester, Willistown, and then there's 202. Okay, so now what I do is I overlay the velocity part of this. And there you go. You've got green against red right in that notch. And again, green is wind going toward the radar. Red is wind going away from the radar. And if you follow me here, you can see where we potentially have some rotation. So if you're in the Westchester area, if you're in the Birmingham area, if you're in the Willistown area, right now you need to take your tornado precautions very seriously because you are A, under a tornado warning, but B, we're looking at this and we're seeing rotation with this part of the storm here, and it's absolutely important that you take this seriously. You go to an interior part of your house, whether it be a basement, whether it be a bathroom, whether it be an interior closet. Make sure you cover your head and make sure everybody in your house, including the pets, are inside because again, this is some rotation, Bill. This is one of the few spots across this storm, one of many that we've seen that have rotation, and that does make me concerned when you kind of overlay that little hook there with the rotation on the radar.
So speaking of that, tornado warning expires at 7:15. It's 7:01 right now, and that's this. But they have, when you were doing that, the National Weather Service extended out and issued a brand new warning now going into Cumberland County includes Dover. There's a big cluster of severe weather going on. And by the way, where were we looking at there, Jeremy? What's that camera? 95 at Marsh Road. Thank you very much. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw some lightning there in the backdrop. But yeah, this whole thing is all severe warned and considerable severe thunderstorm warnings on some of them. Very strong winds, that potential to extend out. For this, my concerns are, I'm not as concerned about the tornado at the moment. There's the warning. That's why we're covering it. It's not crystal clear like we were talking about. And I say that because it's a very small area relative to all this. This is a big deal. These severe thunderstorm warnings they're going to produce damage. I have no doubt about that.
And a lot of times we see this. Every minute that we get a little later on in the night, these have an opportunity to start picking up the speed a little bit too. And that means we may see some more straight line winds. And if you remember, as these storms start to collapse a little bit, because remember, it is 7:02, so we are losing the heat of the day. We are losing the potential energy here. As they collapse a little bit, they may give us another chance to get microbursts, which is something that we saw just a couple of weeks ago. Again, this is where I saw some of that rotation there, and it may just be some broad scale, larger scale rotation within the storm. But it does give me some hesitation here because this is where we're looking at a little bit of broader rotation here. And again, it's one of those things you have to take it very seriously when you look at that. That's what we're looking at. Obviously, we have not had any confirmation of any funnels here just yet, but just to the south here in Wilmington, we did have a confirmation by the National Weather Service of a funnel cloud that was spotted just about 1 mile north of downtown Wilmington.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at this velocity data here. We'll have to see what the National Weather Service decides to do. Very bright colors, very strong winds. I'm going to give you a fresh track here now so you can plan. We'll see if the National Weather Service extends that tornado warning. Again, right now it's set to expire at 7:15. The National Weather Service says they are continuing it. It's a radar indicated tornado warning for all the counties that we've been talking about. and hail possibly 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Let me do a fresh track for you. If you're just joining us, we're covering the tornado warning, but we're also covering widespread severe thunderstorms around the region. You see the heavy rain on the camera there along Interstate 95. We've been talking about these gusty winds, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. So I'm sampling the leading edge of this where it is the strongest. And let me draw this across at about 30 miles per hour. So now on this, we've got Strathmere. So we are talking about shore locations. That's going to be later tonight. That's closer to about the 8, 9 o'clock time frame. In fact, this outer edge, this outer line, notice Ben Salem is at 8:07. You got Bristol 8:17. So this outer is between 8 and 8:15. So that puts it down near Strathmere at that particular time. Puts it in Philadelphia at 7:39. That has been remarkably consistent in terms of timing with the track. And we've been tracking this out now for an hour and a half, and it's holding very consistent across the area, which is good to help you and your family plan. So Philadelphia, time is dwindling here. It is 7:04. We're likely getting some strong storms, rain prior to that. You know, we probably have rain in and around the region at this point, but the strong storms, the lightning, the potential for severe is in about 30 minutes. So anybody know out and about, it's time to get in. A little easier in Philadelphia to hop into a building for sure. But some of the more rural areas, that's where I want you to get that word out. Got Radnor 7:21, Salem 7:09. Got Millville at 7:49. There's Ben Salem and Bristol, as I mentioned, and that's going to go all the way down here. You know, Winslow is in that 7:45 to 8 o'clock time frame, that type of thing.
All right. Speaking of that, I was going to take us out a little bit later with our future guests. Going to give you a chance to kind of reset.
You got it.
That, and then so let me show you where we're at. We just timed it out for you. Bill obviously put a line on there. Let's go a little bit further out now, because as we get into the next hour or so, we're going to see this entire thing move through the Philadelphia area into central New Jersey, southern Jersey. We're talking about from Cape May all the way up to LBI. Showers and thunderstorms, Ocean City. I know I just had somebody asking, what about Ocean City? What about people that are out there closer to 8 to 9 o'clock? These storms will move through, probably still holding on to the Jersey Shore north of Atlantic City, all the way up to places like Toms River, Point Pleasant, Seaside Heights, and eventually up toward the northern end there. There's Keansburg area by 10 o'clock. Then we're done. At least for now. We've got the clouds that will move out of the way by tomorrow morning. We're waking up with some sunshine, and then things are looking a little bit better. All right, so the remainder of this evening, showers and thunderstorms, many of them severe. If you're in Philadelphia, brace yourself in the next couple of hours, because we are likely going to be looking at those storms moving through as temperatures hold in the low and middle 70s. The primary concerns tonight, damaging winds on the high side, the flash flooding. I know Bill and I talk about this all the time. We have not, with the tornado warning, touched on the flash flooding too much, but we have seen so much of this season so far. And by this season, really in the last 4 to 6 weeks, we've had water rescues. Yeah, I mean, it's been all over the place. So make sure, again, that if anybody is out and about, you use the same old cheesy mantra, turn around, don't drown. Cheesy, but it sticks with you. If you don't know how deep the water is in a road in front of you, you need to turn around and don't even attempt to go through it. That's where we get the water rescues. Haven't seen much of a hail threat this evening. We'll keep our eye on that, but the tornado threat, moderate for sure. The tornado warning still until 7:15. We now have a brand new tornado or severe thunderstorm, not tornado, severe thunderstorm warning that includes the Philadelphia area. That goes until 8 o'clock. Now, that does tell me some decent news here, Bill, as I walk back over, because what this means is that we potentially will be looking at this being less of a tornado threat within the next kind of cycle of this storm. But still, we have to take it very seriously. Again, Philadelphia, Gloucester County, Salem, Chester, Delaware, Burlington, Montgomery, all under a severe thunderstorm warning now for this same line of storms. Even though it's not tornado, and I know we say this all the time, take it very seriously. We did not have a tornado warning with those microbursts. And
saw the damage that happened
then. The damage that happened there. So exactly. We're in this kind of ripe atmosphere, and it's going to continue.
It is, and I'm going to do a fresh track out for you. So let's zoom on down, show you where that rain is. We continue to monitor what's going on. Let's look first at the velocity data, and that's what we were showing you there earlier. Not a clear signature for a tornado, and that's why the National Weather Service says, okay, yeah, we got strong winds, no doubt about it. We got, the potential for hail. So we're issuing the severe thunderstorm warning, which I totally agree with that particular call. But we don't have the tornado warning at this point issued for the city. But let's track this out, okay? Let's do this. I'm going to choose kind of the strongest part of the storm here. It's going to rain prior to this, but this is kind of the strongest part of the storm. Philadelphia, this says 743 for the stronger part. We've been looking at that 730, 740 time frame. PHL 728. We have, and I have something I want to read in a second, Chester 715, Gloucester 748, Cherry Hill at 756. That is within the severe thunderstorm warning. Are you looking at that Weather Spotter network?
Yes, I also, a friend of mine is a pilot at PHL. But you want to talk about the Beckett?
Yeah, the Beckett one. Yeah, that was a rotating wall cloud 6 miles southwest of Beckett, New Jersey.
So that's basically if you go from Wilmington and cross over the Delaware, it's kind of in that same horizontal plane.
Yeah, so that was a rotating wall cloud. That was, and a wall cloud's basically a lowering of the cloud base. It has movement before a tornado.
A good friend of mine, Ali, is an American Airlines pilot. Now the weather is affecting PHL no matter what you're flying, but right now—
I haven't looked. Is there a ground stop actively?
There is a nationwide ground stop on American Airlines right now.
Oh, wow.
Now this is due to an IT and system failure, not just weather.
So not just
but for
weather.
anybody in the control room, producers, this is something to get on right now. They have just issued a nationwide ground stop for all non-airborne departures due to an IT system failure. But if you're not flying American, if you're at PHL or any of the airports in this area, because I know we've got also Wilmington and Trenton eventually going to be affected by this, and Atlantic City Airport too. No matter what you're flying tonight, expect delays, expect cancellations for any evening flights in the area because of the weather. But again, ground stop now nationwide.
That's a big story there. All right, so National Weather Service, a couple things. They've issued the severe thunderstorm warning now for Berks County. They've extended it. What you're looking at there is the Jersey Turnpike near the Delaware Memorial Bridge. And once again, we've been pointing this out. Just the rain alone, with the torrential rain that's coming down, if that was the only part of the story, I would suggest that you don't drive. You let this thing pass. But then you add the lightning, you add the almost certainly severe level winds, and then keep in mind that we still have this tornado warning that is in effect until 7:15. I mean, you should saw the flash of lightning there on that live camera. It's a great advice, in my opinion, to just stay home. If you don't have to travel, and then again, if you're out ahead of this, I'm going to do a fresh track for you here in 30 seconds. Out ahead of it, make sure that you wrap things up. You know, if you got stuff outside you need to bring in. I mean, it's not like this is the first day that we've had rainfall in the air, so I'm sure you're kind of used to the drill here. But umbrellas, you got to take those down if you have any outside. Your patio furniture, because with winds kicking up 50, 60 miles per hour, that stuff can blow all over the place. Trash cans that are empty that you haven't picked up yet. You want to grab those, or those might go down the road for two reasons: the wind and, of course, the rain as well and the flooding. Real quick, I haven't seen a new flash flood warning come down. I just want to look at that real quick because the whole area is under the flood watch that's in effect until tomorrow afternoon. And all of these blue shades here to the north, these are all individual flash flood warnings. That means it's happening now or will happen with rain that has come down in inches on top of already saturated ground. So that's another big part of the story. But right now we're on the air still for at least another 4 minutes until 7:15 when this tornado warning expires around the area. Let me track out, though, the strong to severe storm risk. I'm going to take it down here again. I've been doing the same thing. The leading edge, the heaviest part of that storm, the strongest part of the storm. And there we go. We bring it into Philadelphia. This has it. Same time frame, right around 7:40. PHL, the airport, 7:28. Media, you guys, it's pretty much on your doorstep, if not there already. Millville, you guys have about 30 minutes or so till you are going to be dealing with the very strong winds, the heavy rain, the potential for some rotation, but the straight line winds. Either way, spinning or straight line, I want you to know that that is possible. Hey, brand new, as we speak, brand new flash flood warning just came down, let's see, right here for this storm in this area, and it includes Newcastle County. There it is, brand new, just up now, includes Philadelphia area, includes Camden. We saw what happened in Camden, or actually not Camden, it includes Gloucester County, but if you're in Camden, I would certainly be ready for this as well. Thank you. The flash flood warning that's in effect until 11:15, and when we get these type of events, it's not like it rains, it flash flood goes away. It takes time for all that water to rush into the creeks, the streams, eventually the Delaware River, whatever river, and then out to the ocean. So a lot going on.
Yeah, I was going to say,
they've lifted the warning. Is that, do we see the warning?
Tornado warning has been lifted now, it looks like.
Let's see if it's on there. Yeah, no, it's still on there. They're going to let it expire.
So we got about 2 minutes left. Yeah. I want to take everybody, while you could maybe grab a sip of water.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to take everybody kind of on a quick little run, and plus we also have a couple of now storm reports with this to show you. So again, we're starting to see, I don't have the radar up here, but you can kind of see where the line is moving right through the Wilmington area and now eventually the Philadelphia area. There is the leading edge. I want to show you, while we still have that tornado threat tonight, even with the warning canceled, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't see a quick one pop up. But this is bowing out. Take a look from Boothwyn all the way down to Salem. You see that shape? It kind of bows out there. This is where we would be looking at the potential for straight line winds. That could come on pretty strong. Because you go from almost nothing, like Gibbstown, right now, I would bet that you've got a 5 to 10 mile per hour wind. But boom, as soon as that moves up in your area, bam, that's going to be looking at anywhere between 30, 40, 50 mile per hour winds with this. And that's going to be making a beeline again for the Philadelphia area. Media, you're just about there as well, getting in there. There's 476. You travel up to Lower Merion. This is where you have now a little bit of a cell right ahead of the main line, where the winds will be coming in very, very strong. You see the green here? This is wind going toward the radar. Red away from the radar. We don't have the rotation like we saw earlier, but once again, this is showing us that the winds are pushing up very, very quickly. I want to show you as well, we now have that funnel cloud that was reported in Wilmington. This happened at around 6:53 from Route 9 and Route 13 in Wilmington now. The National Weather Service can confirm a funnel cloud. And just so you know, funnel cloud, it's a tornado that hasn't actually made contact with the ground just yet. And we may see, because a lot of times we see this and we likely see people, once again, after everything is kind of cleared, they see maybe a little debris on the ground and this gets upgraded to an actual tornado. But again, good call by the National Weather Service tonight to put a tornado warning on this, because now a confirmed funnel cloud with this storm. And Bill, this is the same line of storms making its way toward the Philadelphia area, all within the next 20 to 35 minutes.
The National Weather Service has officially expired the tornado warning. You see it's off of the map right here. So in its place, we have just a ton of these severe thunderstorm warnings, as you mentioned. Straight line winds are going to be our biggest issue, but we're going to continue to monitor this. If the National Weather Service issues another tornado warning, which is very possible, we're going to jump back on and cover it for you. But for now, just take your, just be ready for these storms to be in your area. Give it about 45 minutes once they start, and it will pass on by.
All right, we're going to break you back to regularly scheduled programming now. It is 7:15 for myself and Bill Kelly. Keep it here and know that we will keep you updated. And also on Philly 57 at 8 o'clock for the 8 o'clock news.
Well, the Pennsylvania native who admitted to killing 4 college students in Idaho in 2022, he wants to take his plea back.